Hello students, welcome to Social Science Standard 8th Unit 1, Arrival of Europeans in India. Before we start with the chapter, let us have a small introduction. Whenever we talk about the economic history of our country, we always talk about the Indus Valley Civilization, whose economy appears to have depended significantly on trade. Whenever we talk about the Vedic period, we have seen countable units of precious metals being used for exchange. So, if we can say that India was considered the golden bird of wealth. Many years ago, our country was one of the leading countries in the world. The people of various countries were influenced by our culture, prosperity, heritage, and that was the main reason why people worldwide were eager to enter into trade with our country and they wanted to earn wealth out of it. Trading is not new to our country. The sea route was favored by early traders to bring and take products from the country. Our country was strategically placed between China and Europe, and it had the potential for high revenue. That is the main reason why many traders came to our country. Earlier, the Arab traders undertook trade through land route, but as the situation changed, trade through land route stopped. The demand for Indian commodities like silk, cotton clothes, muslin, black pepper, spices, etc. increased in the European countries, and eventually they started searching for a sea route to India. Many explorers tried their level best to find a sea route to India, which very few were able to first find. Let us talk about Christopher Columbus. He was an Italian explorer, a brave sailor who ventured out to find the sea route to India. He started his journey to India and accidentally reached America. He was under the misconception that he had discovered the sea route to India, so even today, the natives of America are called Red Indians and the island group in the Caribbean is known as West Indies. Children, do you know that Christopher Columbus was born on 31st October 1451 in Geneva, which is a part of Italy now. In 1470s, he toured several places for trading. In 1473, he took a job as an apprentice and was a business agent. On 3rd August 1492, he embarked on his first voyage and set sail with 3 ships accompanied by 104 men. Columbus was an excellent sailor. He used his own navigation skills. Now we talk about Vasco da Gama. Vasco da Gama was the native of Portugal who discovered the sea route to India. He encircled the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa and reached the port of Calicut on 22nd May 1498 after crossing the Indian Ocean. The ruling king of Calicut, Zamorin, gave permission to Portuguese for trade, where they established a fort in 1500 CE, fortified it and appointed a commander to safeguard the fort. Some more information about Vasco da Gama. He was one who opened up trade between Europe and Asia. He took to the sea at a very early age. He worked on merchant ships in the king's service, learning how to be a navigator. He was welcomed as a hero on his return to Lisbon in 1499 because the profits made from the goods that he had brought back from India demonstrated the wealth that could be achieved from this new route linking Portugal directly with Indian market. He succeeded in making Portugal a principal supplier of high profit luxury commodities like pepper to the European markets. This made the Portuguese state extremely wealthy. Now, let us look into the Portuguese in India. The Portuguese established forts in Calicut for trade in 1500 CE. They appointed a commander-in-chief, Albuquerque, to protect the fort and fortified it. Albuquerque conquered Goa in 1506 CE while moving northwards. So, within a span of 100 years, the Portuguese took control over Mangalore, Cochin, Goa, Diu, Mumbai and island of Lanka. The news of the Portuguese success in crossing the Indian Ocean and reaching the richest spice port in India caused great alarm in Venice, Italy, because the Venetians were Europe's main traders in Asian spices, which they bought in Egypt. The Portuguese set up a trading empire in the Indian Ocean, capturing and fortifying all the leading trading ports. They controlled major sea routes between India, Middle East, and Southeast Asia. They made Goa their capital, and the city became an important European settlement. The arm trading methods of the Portuguese in India had important consequences. That is the main reason that the Dutch and the British merchants adopted very similar methods in the 16th century. Now, why the Portuguese rule came to an end? In the beginning of 17th century, Portuguese expanded trade in Bengal. The Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan ruled India from Delhi during that time. After complaints from Subedar of Bengal about the behavior of the Portuguese as per the orders of Shah Jahan, the fort of Hooghly was demolished and the ships burnt. So, in this way, the Portuguese rule came to an end with the exception of the territories of Diu, Daman and Goa. So children, with this we come to the end of this session. Thank you.